I was caught lying to my best friend. This is the same friend I've known since I was a child, but I completely cut her off. And you're probably wondering, well, why? It's because I found out she was misusing the GoFundMe money that was supposed to go to her sick child who is right now battling cancer. Instead, she spent the money on luxury purses, getting her nails done, but that's only in the first post. You're not going to believe what happens in the update, and this story comes complete with 2 updates and every single comment from OP. Let's get into it. Okay, I've been lurking on this sub forever, but never posted. Throwaway for obvious reasons. I'm sitting in my car in a GameStop parking lot in Clarksville, eating a Taco Bell quesadilla that's already cold because I've been crying and typing this for an hour. I just need to get this out. I don't even know if this makes sense, but today was the worst day of my life. I need to know if I'm the a-hole in this situation, so sorry for the formatting. I'm on my phone and my hands are shaking. I'm 29 female and my best friend, Leela, fake name. We've been close since high school. Like, we were the kind of friends who would drive to Nashville on a whim to see a concert at Bridgestone, or spend all night at Waffle House talking about nothing. We grew up in the same trailer park, went to Austin P together, and even worked the same crappy shifts at Ollie's for a summer. She's family to me, or she was. I haven't talked to her in over a year, and she doesn't know why. I lied to her about it, and now everything's falling apart. Here's the backstory. Sorry it's long. Leela got pregnant at 24 when her son Caleb, fake name by the way, he's 5. His dad bailed before he was born, so Leela's been raising him alone. She's a nurse at Clarksville Memorial, works insane hours, and I was always there to help. I would babysit Caleb when she had night shifts and take him to Zaxby's after his t-ball games, or bring him to my apartment when her mom could not watch him. My Honda Civic's backseat is still full of his goldfish crumbs. I love that kid like he's my own. 2 years ago, Caleb got sick, like really sick. It started with him being tired all the time, bruising easily, and then he spiked a fever that would not go away. Leela took him to the ER and they diagnosed him with leukemia. I was there when she got the news and she called me from the hospital sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. I drove straight there, sat with her in the waiting room, and held her while she cried. Caleb started chemo at Vanderbilt Children's in Nashville. It was brutal. He was pale, so small in the hospital bed, and Leela was a wreck. I would drive her to appointments, bring her Aldi groceries to save her money, and even started a GoFundMe to help with medical bills. It raised like $8,000, which felt like a miracle. Here's where things get a lot messier. About 6 months into Caleb's treatment, I started noticing stuff. Leela was acting weird. She'd always been super open, but now she was cagey about money. I'd ask the GoFundMe funds were holding up, and she would snap at me or change the subject. One time, I saw a new Michael Kors purse in her car, and I was like, what? She was always broke. Always. So where did that come from? And then she would start posting on Instagram. New nails, new shoes, even a trip to Gatlinburg with Caleb when he was in remission. I didn't say anything, but it felt off, like we were all scraping by to help her, and she's getting manicures? I know, it sounds bad, but I started snooping. I felt like such a creep admitting this, and I logged into the GoFundMe account since I had the password since I set it up, and checked the withdrawal history. Over $6,000 has been pulled out in the 3 months, way more than her rent or Caleb's medical should have cost. I asked her about it casually, like, hey, you need help budgeting the funds? She flipped, screamed at me to mind my own business, said I was accusing her of stealing from her sick kid. I backed off, but I couldn't shake the feeling that she was misusing the money. Then gosh, I hate typing this, I found something worse. I was at her apartment one day grabbing Caleb's iPad from him, and I saw a stack of mail on her counter. One was a hospital bill from Vanderbilt marked past due, $4,000. I panicked. Why wasn't this paid? The GoFundMe was supposed to cover it. I didn't confront her, but I called the hospital, pretended to be her. I know, I'm awful. And they said that she had not paid any bills in months, and meanwhile she just bought a new TV, and I felt sick. I started pulling away. I couldn't look at her the same. Like, was she seriously taking money meant for Caleb's treatment and what, buying purses? I stopped offering to babysit, stopped texting first, and when she asked why I was distant, I lied. I told her I was overwhelmed with work. I'm a shift lead at Starbucks now, which is stressful, but not that bad. She kept pushing, saying that she needed me, that Caleb misses me, but I just couldn't. I felt betrayed, like our whole friendship was a lie. I didn't want to accuse her outright, because what if I was wrong? But I could not pretend everything was fine either. Last year, I cut her off completely. Ghosted her, blocked her on the Insta, everything. She showed up at my apartment once, banging on the door, crying, asking what she did wrong. I told her I need space and shut the door. I felt like the worst person alive, but I could not tell her the truth. How do you say I think you're stealing from your dying kid? Caleb is in remission now, thank God, but I still haven't talked to her. Let's fast forward to today. I'm working the drive-thru at Starbucks, and this girl I know from high school comes through. She's chatting, asking how I've been and if I've seen Leela lately. I mumble something vague, and then she drops a bomb. Yeah, Leela's been struggling. Did you know her mom was stealing from Caleb's GoFundMe? Leela just found out a few months ago. Her mom is in rehab now, but it's really messed her up. I almost dropped the latte I was handling for her. My stomach dropped. Leela's mom has always been a mess, drinking, pills, in and out of their lives. It never occurred to me that she could have been the one taking the money. I went home and unblocked Leela's number and saw a ton of old texts from her begging me to talk. The most recent one was from last week that said, I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. Caleb keeps asking for you, and I cried for like 2 hours. I still haven't texted her back. Now, I'm in this parking lot again, feeling like the biggest a-hole. Did I ruin our friendship over a misunderstanding? But also, why didn't Leela tell me her mom was stealing? Why was she so defensive about it? And the purse, the nails, the TV? Where'd the money come from? I want to reach out, but what if I'm wrong again? I keep thinking about Caleb, how he'd hug me and call me auntie. And I don't know, I'm scared to face her. Am I the a-hole for lying to Leela and cutting her off? Should I tell her what I thought she did? I don't even know if this makes sense. I just need someone to tell me what to do. Edit. Forgot to mention my Civic's brakes are shot, so I'm stuck in this parking lot until my brother can come jump me off. Also, Leela's mom has a history of stealing from her, so I should have suspected that, but I was so mad I couldn't even think straight. Guys, that was just the original post. There's a whole update still, and then an update after that one, and I'm going to tell you right now, things are going to change. So, in the original post, a lot of people in the comment section were not really on OP's side. There was one specific problem comment that got a lot of attention. Here it is. It comes from throwRA_honestmama. Says, you are the a-hole. And honestly, you sound like my narcissistic ex-best friend who ditched me when my daughter was in the hospital too. You snooped through Leela's private financials, pretended to be her, to call the hospital. I mean, come on, that's identity theft. And then ghosted her without even giving her a chance to explain. You are not a friend. You're a judgmental coward. Leela was dealing with a sick child and a thieving mother, and you made it about you. Classic avoidance attachment style, bailing when things do get a little hard. As someone who's been through cancer with my own children, I can tell you Leela did not owe you an explanation for her nails or her purse. Maybe she needed one thing in life to feel human. You don't get to play detective and then cry about feeling guilty. If you had an ounce of empathy, you would be begging for forgiveness, not whining in a GameStop parking lot. How about you grow up? Guys, I need to know your thoughts on this comment. Do you agree that OP was probably overstepping and maybe, just maybe, the purse and the nails was just to make Leela feel okay with what's going on in her life? Drop a comment down below. Let's talk about it. Here's the first update, and guys, if you're enjoying this video, show some support. Hit a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe. Here is update number 1. Hey guys, it's me again. I'm back in my car, same GameStop parking lot, eating a Crunchwrap Supreme that's basically just lettuce at this point, because I've been sitting here too long. It's been 4 days since my last post, and holy crap, everything is so much worse. I read all your comments, even the mean ones, ouch, and I decided to reach out to Leela. I thought I could fix things, but it blew up in my face, and I'm shaking as I type this. Sorry if it's messy, I'm still on my phone. After my last post, I texted her. Just a simple, hey, can we talk? I'm sorry for ghosting you. She replied almost instantly, which surprised me. She said that she's been hoping I would reach out and ask me to meet at the Panera on Wilma Rudolph. I was nervous as hell, but I went. My Civic brakes are still terrible, so I borrowed my brother's F-150, which made me feel like a redneck pulling into Panera. Leela looked different, thinner, tired, like she had not slept in weeks. We got coffee and sat in a corner booth. I started to apologize, said I was wrong to cut her off, and that I heard about her mom stealing from the GoFundMe. I was ready to confess everything, how I snooped, what I thought she did, but she stopped me and said, I need to tell you something first. And then, oh gosh, it got bad. Leela admitted that her mother was stealing from the GoFundMe, but that's not the whole story. See, she knew about it for months before she cut her mom off, and her mom had been using Leela's debit card linked to the GoFundMe account to buy pills. And Leela didn't stop her right away, because she was scared of losing her mom's help with Caleb. Her mother was the only one who could watch him during chemo when Leela was at work. She said that she felt trapped, either let her mom take the money or lose free childcare and maybe her job. She tried telling me this, said she hated herself for it, but then it gets worse. Leela confessed that some of the luxury stuff I saw, the purse, the nails, the Gatlinburg trip, was not paid for with the GoFundMe. It was from her side hustle. She would not say why at first, but I pushed. She finally admitted that she's been selling her ADHD meds to coworkers at the hospital. She said it started small just to cover rent, but then she got deeper into it, using the cash for normal stuff so she wouldn't feel like her life was falling apart. She swore she stopped a year ago, but I was speechless. This wasn't the Leela I knew. I told her about my suspicions, how I thought she was misusing the GoFundMe, how I called the hospital, everything, and I thought that she would be mad, but she just looked broken. She said she deserved it and that she should have told me the truth from the get-go, and she begged me not to tell anyone about the pills. Said that she could lose her nursing license or even go to jail. Caleb's doing okay now, but he still needs checkups, and she's terrified of not being able to provide for him. I left Panera, feeling like I've been hit by a truck. I wanted to forgive her, but selling drugs? Letting her mom steal? I keep thinking about Caleb, how he deserves better, but Leela, my best friend, and she was an impossible spot. I haven't texted her since, and she sent me a few messages, saying she's sorry, that she'll do anything to fix this, but I don't know what to say. The twist came yesterday. See, I was at Aldi's again, grabbing some stuff for dinner, when I ran into one of Leela's coworkers. She asked how Leela was doing, and I played stupid. Then she said something that made my blood run cold. It's so sad about her getting fired. I hope she's okay. Fired? Leela didn't tell me she lost her job, so I texted her, asked what's going on, and she admitted that she was let go last month, not for the pills, but for missing too many shifts during Caleb's relapse. Yeah, Caleb's leukemia came back a few months ago, and she didn't tell me that either. She's been living off savings and hasn't told anyone because she's ashamed. Now I'm freaking out. Leela's unemployed, Caleb's sick again, and I know stuff that could ruin her life. Do I keep her secret? Do I confront her about lying again? Should I help her, or is this just too far gone? I miss her so much, but I don't trust her anymore, and I feel like a hypocrite because I lied too. I'm eating this crunch wrap again in my car because I can't face my apartment, where Caleb's old toys are still in a box under my couch. I don't know. Am I the a-hole for not knowing how to fix this? Should I tell somebody about the pills? I'm lost. Thanks for reading this far. I'll update if anything else happens. Edit. Forgot to add, my brother's truck smells like dip, so I'm gagging while typing this. Also, some of you asked why I didn't suspect Leela's mom sooner. She's always been shady, but I thought Leela had her under control. Oh man, so the vibe is changing just a little bit. I want to read this comment so bad because I'd say about 50% of the comments agree with this person and others do not. Let me know your thought about this one from No Excuses 2025. You're the a-hole, and frankly, you're a terrible person. You think Leela's the villain because she made impossible choices while her kid was. You have no idea what it's like to be a single mom with a sick child. Watching your whole life collapse, selling pills, yeah, it's wrong, sure, but she was trying to survive. And you're out here clutching your pearls like your Mother Teresa. You snooped, lied, and abandoned her. And now you're whining about trust when she's unemployed and her kid is sick again. You don't deserve her friendship. As somebody who lost a sibling to cancer myself, I can tell you, Leela needed a friend, not a wannabe FBI agent. Either help her or leave her alone. Stop playing the victim in a parking lot and take a long look into the mirror. Guys, what do you think of that? Do you agree that OP is basically just being an undercover FBI agent or a snitch? Let me know your thoughts about it, guys. There's one final update, and if you think you're on OP's side right now, just tell me what you think after this update, because I'm going to tell you it's about to get real. Taco Bell and GameStop parking lots are becoming a habit for me to blow off steam as I type these updates. I've gained 4 pounds since last week. I'm eating Taco Bell burritos. That's falling apart because I've been crying and typing this on my phone for 2 hours. It's been 6 days since my last update and, oh gosh, I don't even know where to start. Everything's gone to hell. I said I would update if something big happened and holy crap it did. I'm a mess. Sorry for the formatting, still on mobile, and I'm shaking so bad I keep hitting the wrong keys. Throwaway, obviously. I read all your comments last time, even the ones that ripped me apart. A lot of you said that I needed to either help Leela or leave her alone. I was leaning towards helping her. I mean, she's my best friend, or was, and Caleb's sick again. She lost her job, and I felt like I had to do something. But then I found out something that turned everything upside down, and now I don't even know what's real anymore. I'm gonna try to explain this clearly, but I'm all over the place, so bear with me. After my last post, I decided to meet Leela again. I texted her and said that I wanted to talk, maybe figure out how to move forward, and she was so relieved, said that she would do anything to fix our friendship. We agreed to meet at the Starbucks where I work. Not my shift, thank goodness. I didn't need my coworkers eavesdropping. I got there early, ordered a venti iced latte I couldn't afford, and waited. Leela showed up looking even worse than last time. Bags under her eyes, hair in the messy bun, wearing the same scrubs that she used to wear at Clarksville Memorial. I thought maybe she's gotten her job back, but oh no, she said that she just hasn't done laundry. We talked for a while and it was heavy. I apologized again for ghosting her, for snooping, for thinking that she was stealing from the GoFundMe. She apologized for not telling me about her mom, the pills, everything, and she swore that she's been clean since she stopped selling her ADHD meds, and she's been trying to get a new nursing job, but no one's hiring because of her spotty record. Caleb's leukemia relapsed and is stable for now, but he's got more chemo coming up at the Children's Vanderbilt, and she's drowning in bills. I asked why she didn't tell me about losing her job or Caleb's relapse, and she said that she was ashamed. She didn't want me to think that she was that person who can't keep it together, and I got it. But it still hurt. Well, then I brought up the pills. I told her I wouldn't tell anybody, but I needed to know the whole truth. How much she sold, who she sold to, all of it, and she got quiet. Then she said only a few coworkers, maybe $2,000 over a 6-month period. She swore she never used the GoFundMe money for herself, that the purse and Gatlinburg trip were from the pill money, and her mom took the rest, and I wanted to believe her, but something felt off. Like she was holding back, and I didn't really push it though, because she started crying, saying Caleb keeps asking why Auntie doesn't visit anymore. It gutted me. I promised I'd see him soon, maybe take him to Zaxby's, like old times. We left on okay terms, I guess. I said I would help with Caleb if she needed me. She hugged me so tight I could barely breathe. I went home to my apartment, stared at the box of Caleb's old toys under my couch, and cried some more. I thought maybe we could rebuild, like it wouldn't be the same, but we could try. I even started looking up free clinics in Clarksville to help her with bills. I was going to ask my brother to fix her car. It's way worse than mine, which is saying something. Then yesterday, everything exploded. I was at Aldi's grabbing cheap groceries to save money when my phone buzzed. It was a text from a number I didn't know. It said, "You need to know the truth about Leela. Check your direct message." I froze in the middle of the canned good aisle, heart pounding, opened up Instagram. I'd unblocked Leela after our last talk, and there was a DM from a random account. No profile picture, it was long, like a novel. It had screenshots, and I'm still shaking when I think about it. The DM was from one of Leela's old co-workers at the hospital, Jess, which was a fake name. Jess said that she's been following my posting online, and I guess somebody linked them on the local Clarksville group. I don't know how she found me. She said Leela's been lying to me about everything. According to Jess, Leela was not just selling her ADHD meds, she was stealing painkillers from the hospital. You name it, Oxy, could go on forever, and selling them to a guy who worked in maintenance. Jess said it went on for over a year and Leela made thousands. Way more than $2,000, she admitted to. The screenshots were texts between Leela and this guy, talking about cash and meetup spots, and one text even said, "Don't tell anybody, I need this for Caleb." I felt sick. Jess said Leela got caught because a patient complained about missing medicine. The hospital traced it back to her. And that's why she was really fired, not just for missing the shift, like she told me. Jess said Leela begged her not to tell anyone, said that she would stop, but Jess reported her anyways because it was wrong. The hospital did not press charges because they didn't really have proof, but they let her go quietly. Jess said that she's telling me now because she heard Leela was trying to play the victim with me, and she could not stay quiet anymore. She ended the DM with, "I'm sorry, but you deserve to know, so be careful." I sit in my car outside Aldi now for an hour, rereading the message. Looking at the screenshots, the text from Leela's number, I recognized it. I didn't want to believe it, but it made sense. The purse, the nails, the TV, it wasn't just ADHD meds. I called Leela, my hand shaking so bad I could barely hold the phone. She picked up sounding cheerful, like nothing was wrong, and I didn't really ease into it. I just straight up asked her, "Did you steal painkillers from the hospital and try to sell them?" There was a long pause. She started sobbing, saying it wasn't true, that Jess was lying, he was jealous, trying to ruin her, but I kept pushing and asked about the text, the maintenance guy, the patient's missing medicine, and she gets quiet again and says, "Well, I did what I had to do for Caleb, you wouldn't understand." I lost it. Screamed at her, called her a liar, said she was putting patients in danger, and that she wasn't the person I knew. She kept crying, saying she was desperate, that the GoFundMe wasn't enough, that her mom's stealing pushed her over the edge. I hung up and blocked her number again. Now I'm still in this parking lot, falling apart. I don't know what's true anymore. Was Leela a victim who made bad choices, or is she a criminal? I keep thinking about Caleb, how he's caught in this mess. He's 5 years old. He doesn't deserve it. But I'm also furious that she lied to my face. Again, after I gave her a chance. And what if she's still selling? What if she gets arrested? I could report it, but that would destroy Caleb's life. Or I could stay quiet, but what if she hurts someone? I feel like I'm drowning. I haven't told anyone in real life about this. My brother already is annoyed I keep borrowing his truck, and my coworkers at Starbucks would gossip. I'm scared to even see Caleb now. What if Leela's using around him? I'm supposed to be auntie, but I don't know how to face him. My burrito is now cold. My car smells like Taco Bell and regret, and I just don't know anymore. Am I the a-hole for wanting to wash my hands of this? Should I report her? Help her? I'm lost. Edit. Forgot to mention I saw a post on Clarksville Mom Group about Leela asking for diaper donations, saying she's struggling and part of me wants to send her money, but what if she uses it for Also, my phone is at 3%, so if this cuts off, I'm sorry. And by the way, Caleb is 5. What does she need diapers for? Okay, that was the final update, and man, I don't really understand the end. Why would Leela be on Facebook Marketplace trying to get diapers for a 5-year-old. It just makes me believe that she's probably trying to sell those diapers, and who knows why. I mean, she obviously doesn't need them for Caleb. I don't know. I do want to read this comment, guys. But some people were still with OP saying, hey, this girl has been through so much with her kid being sick. Yeah, she's made some horrible decisions, but you don't really know what decisions you would make until you find yourself in such a position that she was in. But there's also plenty of people that are still calling her the a-hole, and here is the problem comment from Justice Serve 22. It says, you are the a-hole, OP, and you're honestly pathetic. You're sitting there whining about your burrito while Leela's fighting to keep her kid alive, and you have the audacity to judge her. You sound like my selfish ex-friend who bailed when I needed her the most. Stealing medicine was wrong, obviously, but you have no clue what it's like to be a single mom with a kid who's going through a sickness. No money and a thieving addict for a parent. You're acting like Leela some drug lord when she was desperate, trying to survive a nightmare. Reporting her would ruin Caleb's life, and you're too spineless to even go and help him. As somebody who's been homeless with a child, I can say you're not a friend. You're just a coward who would rather play victim than step up. Get over yourself and do something useful, or stop posting your little pity party. Wow. So all these comments of the problem comments of the day, the ones that got the most attention, seem to all be against OP. But there were other comments that didn't get as much attention, likes and dislikes and stuff, but they were in OP's favor. I need to know whose side you're siding with for today's story. Drop it down below in our comment section. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I drop a video every single day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. You never know. So guys, hit that subscribe button. Look for the logo right here on the thumbnail. That's how you know I'll be reading the story. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, remember, it's cool to be kind. Peace.